Happening now, an update in the search for a missing Jamestown man now listed as an endangered person. And a Chautauqua County manufacturer announces a big sales boost. Plus, we check in with two Jamestown area veterans walking today to raise money and awareness about soldier suicide.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, Jamestown police, they're asking for the public's help in locating a missing endangered person. On Tuesday, the department issued a bulletin for 34-year-old Aaron Chase. Described as a white male with brown hair, Chase was last seen on Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Anyone who sees Chase or has info on his whereabouts are asked to call Jamestown Police immediately at 716-483-7537. The number again is 716-483-7537. Pennsylvania State Police found 13 animals dead after searching a home in Warren County Tuesday. The investigation started on Monday when troopers were called to a Tidiute Enterprise Road in Southwest Township for a welfare check. Troopers said they found the residents in deplorable condition with no running water or heat. A dead goat carcass was found in the porch of the residence. A toy poodle and blue macaw parrot were also living there. The homeowners turned over the puppy and parrot to the Warren County Humane Society due to the poor living conditions. Now, state police also spotted a goat carcass on a shed, but the homeowner denied a search of the property. Well, after obtaining a search warrant on Tuesday, they located 13 dead animals in total. The incident still under investigation and pending review by the County District Attorney's Office, according to state police. Well, members of the New York State Legislature met Tuesday to discuss, among other important topics, disaster relief funding heading to Western New York following the historic December blizzard. Julia Gress reports.
Already $36.5 million in damage and costs have been submitted for federal disaster relief, with an additional $5 million emergency declaration request from Governor Kathy Hochul already approved. Jackie Bray, Commissioner of the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, spoke at the legislative budget hearing this week about the issues first responders were plagued with during the Buffalo storm.
This storm was a challenge of access and mobility. And so what I have to do in my job is ask myself, is there anything we could have done to change the dynamic of access and mobility, change the fact that for 12 hours the Buffalo Fire Department suspended emergency response. For 12 to 18 hours, depending on where you were, first responders couldn't go out.
Bray also hinted at changes that will be coming following the high number of deaths seen from the storm.
We have an after action that will launch in the next couple of weeks. We will make that after action public when it's complete. I expect it to take several months. I expect that they will identify areas for improvement. One of the things I'm most interested in looking at is what was the communication prior to the storm, and what was not just in the week prior to the storm, but a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. How do we get better at helping people understand that the weather of today is actually it's substantively different than the weather of yesterday? These storms are more powerful.
Officials in Erie County, New York announced they are working to create an emergency alert system, similar to Amber Alerts, to warn residents of incoming severe weather. A new rating system, similar to the system used by hurricanes, will also be developed to help relay how severe an upcoming storm will be. However, Senator George Borrello says that the danger of the storm started before the snow or wind even began.
The driving ban was too late. People had already left for work, and that was really, we knew this was going to be a powerful storm. They talked about it for at least a week, if not longer, and I think that certainly will hamstrung people's ability to safely get to home or back.
Ultimately, 20,000 people were left without power, and more than 40 people died in the Christmas blizzard. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. One of Chautauqua County's largest manufacturing companies is projecting a big revenue increase this year. Cummins, Inc. operates the Jamestown engine plant in Bust-Eye. They're projecting a 12 to 17% increase in revenues. Cummins released their 2022 fourth quarter and annual revenue report announcing the statistic. Fourth quarter revenues totaled $631 million, 13% higher than the period in 2021. The manufacturing company earned a total of $26.2 billion in revenue in 2022, with overall sales in North America increasing 18% and international sales decreasing just only 2%. A strong demand across a global market is offset by a market slowdown in places like China and Russia, which is a key contributing factor. Pro tennis player Jessica Pegula has revealed that her mother, Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres co-owner and president Kim Pegula, went into cardiac arrest back in June and is still recovering while dealing with a significant language and memory issue. In an essay about the Players Tribune published Tuesday, Jessica Pegula detailed for the first time that the medical crisis abruptly removed her mother from the public eye and suggested her mother may not resume at the same level of involvement in the family's sports franchise. Kim Pegula, she wrote, went into cardiac arrest while sleeping and received life-saving CPR from another daughter until paramedics arrived and restored her heartbeat. The family previously said only that Kim Pegula was receiving some medical care for an unexpected health issue that arose shortly after she celebrated her 53rd birthday. She decided to write about her mother's ordeal after Bills player Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest during the January 2nd game in Cincinnati, in what Pegula described as some bizarre, messed up, full circle moment, end quote. Jessica Pegula went on to write that today her mom Kim can read and write and understand pretty well, but she still has trouble finding words to respond, saying that it's hard to deal with and takes a lot of patience to communicate with her. But she thanks God every day that she can still communicate with her at all. Certainly a heartfelt moment there, as obviously the family certainly has the right to privacy, but sometimes it does help to share. We thank you for joining us for WNY News Now this afternoon. Let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast now. Chief Forecaster Andrew Stevenson joining us live today from the First Defense Weather Center. And noticeably, Andrew, the sun finally coming back in full force.
You know what amazes me? That we had just back at Christmas time, we were doing all this snow and cold, and you look outside right now and we got sunny skies out there and temperatures are in the 40s, and it just amazes me how we can go from cold to winter to sunny skies. And other than the snow we had also back in November, it hasn't been a very normal winter. Right now over at the Randolph Peaches and Cream Sky camera, we have partly sunny skies out there. We have partly sunny skies across most of the region through the rest of the afternoon. So here are a few of the weather headlines. This is what you need to know. The rest of today into tonight, it's going to be mainly dry out there. Another system will move across the region heading into tomorrow. That's going to bring widespread rain through the region tomorrow. Then a cold front's going to move through tomorrow night. That's going to bring some strong gusty winds to the region as we head into tomorrow night. But these above average temperatures look like they're going to continue for the foreseeable future. With no Arctic air coming back anytime soon. So the high yesterday was 45 degrees, the low was 25. The records for today, 62 was the record high set back in 1925, record low of negative 16 set back in 1905. So for the rest of the afternoon, get outside and enjoy that vitamin D that Mother Nature is going to provide with partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperature today will range from the mid-30s to the lower 40s. Now we have some high winds on the way. I'll let you know how strong those winds are going to get in the full weather forecast details coming up in just a few minutes, Justin.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. As WNY News Now continues, a look at the new inspection stickers New York State's DMV will be rolling out. And later, the latest on a murder of a New York police officer who was off duty simply trying to purchase a new police car. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than DeWyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on WNY Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. WNY Auto Service, fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Continuing coverage now on the legislature's budget hearings. Today, our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein breaks down highlights from the public safety budget hearing and talks to lawmakers about the priorities this spring.
On the second official day of budget hearings, lawmakers review Governor Hochul's budget proposals for public safety, targeting a variety of areas including bail law, gun violence, violent crime, and increasing state police efforts. Throughout the hearing, New York's bail law, which has undergone many changes over the years, was a popular topic. Senator Tom O'Mara says the governor's bail reform proposals to eliminate the least restrictive means standard don't go far enough.
And we need to be doing more to keep these dangerous, violent felons off our streets.
Some lawmakers have continuously said they don't think bail is a contributing factor to crime, hoping the legislature will focus on other elements.
What we have gotten to, we only seem to want to focus on what happens to people once they've been arrested. And so I want to start us to really start to talk about the things that we could work on that would stop people from even having to be involved in the criminal justice system.
Speaker Heastie adds issues of unemployment, underemployment, lack of housing, and drug addiction all contribute to crime. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Inspection stickers in New York are getting a new look after the DMV announced the transition to print-on-demand stickers. The stickers are being touted for their enhanced security for adding vehicle-specific information directly on the sticker. While the previous stickers are being phased out, customers may continue to use a valid inspection sticker in the previous sticker design until the end of 2024. According to the DMV, they're working with law enforcement and local governments to inform them about the new look stickers will have so they can recognize them. And New York will soon develop treatment programs to address opioid use disorders across the state. According to the governor's office, $8.6 million in funding to support multiple providers through New York State's opioid settlement fund. The governor's office says that the program will make it easier for New Yorkers seeking treatment for a substance use disorder to access multiple services in one location. A report released by the State Department of Health says fentanyl is now involved in most overdose deaths statewide. A New York City police officer has died from injuries he suffered during an off-duty shooting last weekend. The NYPD's commissioner announced the death of A.D. Fraser Tuesday. The 26-year-old patrolman had been in a grave condition since he was shot Saturday night during a meeting to buy a vehicle off of Facebook Marketplace. Authorities have arrested a 38-year-old man, Randy Jones, and charged him with murder and attempted robbery. Officer Fraser was married and leaves behind 2 children. He served with the NYPD for the last 5 years. Well, with the Biden administration announcing last week the plans to end COVID public health emergency in May, many are looking forward to officially putting the pandemic behind them. But others are concerned what the end of an official emergency means for health care. WNY News Now's Tom Kowalski has more.
Last week, President Biden announced plans to officially end the COVID public health emergency on May 11th. And in tonight's State of the Union address, Biden said COVID no longer poses a major threat.
Today, COVID no longer controls our lives.
Some, like epidemiologist Dr. Becky Dawson, are concerned about what the end of the state of emergency will mean for the nation's healthcare system.
The decision to declare the emergency over is a political decision, and it has policy, it has economic, and it has, real workforce issues for federal, state, and local government. It doesn't mean that COVID is gone. It doesn't mean that tomorrow we wake up and COVID case counts are gone and no one's dying from COVID and all of that. It just means that we're shifting priorities.
And Dawson says, while our region has largely returned to a pre-pandemic world, she hopes we can learn from our pandemic experience.
But I do think that there are people that are still thinking about how do we prevent disease spread? How do we protect people who are vulnerable? How do we, learn from these past 3 years and make our communities healthier and safer?
But what will be the potential consequences of officially declaring the emergency over?
People are going to lose their health insurance. They're not going to be able to get testing, vaccinations, treatment for COVID-19 if they are uninsured and can't pay out of pocket. We're going to see individuals who are already experiencing food insecurity caused by inflation really start to feel it as their benefits decrease, some going away entirely. And I think we're just going to really start to feel how broken the system is without this Band-Aid of an emergency kind of holding all the pieces together.
Tom Kowalski, WNY News Now.
Coming up, we break down President Joe Biden's State of the Union address and hear our local congressional representatives' reaction. And later, the story of 2 local veterans walking to raise awareness and money to combat soldier suicide. But first, Andrew's back with a full look at our weather forecast and more details on the beautiful sunshine today.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
So you think you can cook? We're looking for chefs ready to test their skills, competing in a charity cooking show competition that features a platter of unusual ingredients, including popular local cuisine. Judged by a panel of local celebs, chefs are tested in 3 rounds before a winner is crowned. So you think you can cook? Register online at stsusancenter.org. Produced by Channel 716, all proceeds raised to benefit the St. Susan Center in Jamestown, New York.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights. Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Currently in downtown Jamestown, we're under partly sunny skies. Current temperature is 36 degrees with a south wind of 6 miles per hour, and that makes it feel like 31 degrees out with a wind chill. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a high wind watch for portions of western New York, including Chautauqua County and Erie County. And that watch will go into effect at 7 p.m. tomorrow night and go until 7 a.m. Friday morning. Now, winds will pick up out ahead of a cold front that's going to be moving through tomorrow night here. Look at some of the wind gusts around 10 o'clock tomorrow night across the southern tier. Wind gusts anywhere from 35 to 45 miles per hour. The strongest wind gusts will be found right along the Mid-Erie Lakeshore and across the Niagara frontier, where there could be wind gusts from 55 up to 60 miles per hour possible. Here's what's happening across the northeast right now. High pressure building in across the region. That's going to provide beautiful sunny skies through the rest of the afternoon and dry weather through the night. Our next system is down there to the south, and that's going to move in with some rain showers as we head into tomorrow. It's time it out on Future Scan. I'm going to let Future Scan run through the afternoon because nothing's happening today. Partly to mostly sunny skies through the afternoon and into tonight. And then clouds will be on the increase tonight. That's out ahead of that next system that's going to bring widespread rain to the region tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon, tapering off to just scattered showers in the afternoon. And then that cold front's going to move through tomorrow evening. That's going to bring some more rain showers and those strong winds. And behind the cold front as we head into Friday, colder air behind that with a chance for some snow showers on Friday, and winds will begin to taper down as we head into Friday. So for tonight, partly mostly cloudy skies. Those rain showers will arrive late into the night into by daybreak tomorrow morning. Temperatures tonight will be in the mid to upper 30s and won't be all that cool tonight as warmer air will move in before that cold front. And now the next 7 days brought to me Ultimate Satellite Solutions for Friday. A mix of rain and snow showers with temperatures in the mid 30s. Just a couple of snowflakes on Friday. Chilly on Saturday, or on Saturday, I should say, with temperatures in the lower 30s, but we go right back into the 40s for Sunday and into next week in the mid 40s with dry weather expected from later Saturday through at least Monday.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Well, let's get some headlines from around the nation. And President Joe Biden, he delivered a high-stakes State of the Union address at a critical time in his presidency. The president pitching his agenda and previewing a potential 2024 re-election bid to the nation. The focus defending democracy and promoting bipartisanship to a narrowly divided Congress. Chris Wynn has key moments from Tuesday's speech.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
For the first time in his presidency, Joe Biden stands before a Republican Speaker of the House to deliver his State of the Union address.
2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War, and today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
The divided Congress setting the stage for contentious battles ahead.
Power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere.
The shadow of investigations into his White House's handling of classified documents hung over the speech. Biden and his team have denied any wrongdoing. Still, he made the case that he and his party are best positioned for 4 more years of leadership.
Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back. Because choices we made in the last several years.
In the audience, Monterey Park shooting hero Brandon Tsai and the family of police brutality victim Tyree Nichols. The president returning to a major campaign theme as he argued for police reform and an assault weapons ban.
We all want the same thing. Neighborhoods free of violence. Law enforcement who earns the community's trust. Our children have a right to come home safely.
Newly elected Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders offering a sharp rebuttal to President Biden's message with the official Republican response.
In the radical left's America, Washington taxes you and lights your hard-earned money on fire. But you get crushed with high gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and our children are taught to hate one another.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
Now, as Chris mentioned, President Biden's State of the Union address drew both criticism and praise on things ranging from domestic to international issues. He touched on his accomplishments, like the passing of the bipartisan infrastructure bill, reducing the costs of insulin for seniors, and a bipartisan gun bill. New York Southern Tier new congressional representative, Republican Nick Langworthy, he spoke to us right after the president's speech. Langworthy says he was upset to hear the president claim that Republicans wanted to cut Social Security as part of their spending. In previous talks in Congress, it was reported that some Republican members were looking to cut spending in Social Security and Medicare. But from the boos of Republicans gave during that comment section, it sounds like that's no longer on the table here.
I don't think he addressed many of the issues that I hear from my constituents in the Southern Tier and in Western New York that address the high cost of groceries and gasoline and home heating. That none of that inflationary, the problem that's gripping our nation and especially this district, it just was tone deaf in this whole speech. I'm shocked that was lacking. I'm also very surprised to hear how he glossed over the China problem. I mean, this is like the elephant in the room. People across this country were glued to their TVs wondering what was going on with that spy balloon. And finally, after the outcry was so intense nationwide, from sea to shining sea, everyone wanted this thing shot out of the sky. Finally, then, not until Saturday afternoon, did it happen.
The president also emphasized a need for more American manufacturing and to promote Buy America. Congressman Langworthy said it was a message he could get behind. Langworthy says if it's our tax money going into infrastructure projects, we shouldn't be buying from foreign markets. We should be buying from right here, from American workers. LeBron James has broken the NBA's all-time scoring record. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 1984 record while playing against Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday. James set the new record when he scored a fadeaway jumper from the free throw line in the quarter. The game was halted after the achievement, and Abdul-Jabbar came on the court to celebrate with LeBron and his team. Well, coming up next here, we highlight the trek of two Jamestown area veterans raising awareness of soldier suicide rates.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
Police and other local law enforcement agencies are looking for the person responsible for a shooting.
One of the benefits of this new feature is it not only works with the newer parking meters that the city's been rolling out, but these traditional meters as well.
From muddy trails to slick cliff edges to structures that have fallen into disrepair, these are just some of the problems that this park faces.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
This month, two Chautauqua County veterans have sent out on a trek to raise awareness and funding to stop soldier suicide. Our Bronson Rasmussen met the duo on their route.
Veterans Andrew Simcoe and Chad Danler embarked on the challenge this week, walking around 5 miles per day in their Lakewood neighborhood until they reached their 60-mile goal.
PTSD doesn't just happen in a combat zone. I was a military policeman, so I saw suicides, domestics, things that I carry for the rest of my life. So PTSD isn't combat only related, and in Chautauqua County we have about a 10% veteran population. So just bringing the focus that there's guys out there that are dealing with things that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't hear, but they deal with on a daily basis, trying to just show that there is support.
Every day nationwide, over 20 veterans lose their lives due to suicide. For Simcoe, he's doing everything he can to support his fellow soldier.
This is a way to overcome my disabilities and showing others that these disabilities can be overcome and you can move forward.
Originally, the duo wanted to raise only $250 as they pledged to walk 60 miles.
Be Strong 716 partnered with us once they found out we were doing this and increased our goal by 10 times in order to raise $2,000 for StopSoldierSuicide.org.
In addition, the duo received support from Redcon One, providing vitamin and electrolyte supplements to help keep them going. Stop Soldier Suicide is a veteran-led, non-VA affiliated non-for-profit that focuses on the mental health and wellness of veterans. They have the ultimate goal of reducing the rate of military suicide by 40% by the end of the decade. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you. It's wonderful to see former WNY News Now producer take part in such an amazing cause. Way to go, Andy, and all the veterans who are supporting him as well. That's it for us today. We'll leave you with this look over Lakewood. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com.